When you're a kid, you go, can Superman beat the Hulk? But when you grow up, you should be like,
who cares?
Yes.
Comic Book Man is an unscripted reality program. That show is predicated on this podcast we do called Tell 'em Steve Dave. My friends do it in the comic book store in Jersey. You know, you watch some of those shows and there's always somebody looking at a camera telling you, like, I was so mad at this person, like doing that confessional stuff.
When we were kids, talking about dream jobs, comics was like, oh my God, could you imagine running a comic book store?
We've sidestepped that because since it's based around the podcast, the episode is framed with me talking to my friends who work in the store. These four guys, Walter, Ming, Mike, and Brian, who doesn't work there, he just hangs out there. But I'll be like, what'd you guys do this week? And then they start telling me stories, and then we cut into all the stuff they shot.
I love to sit down with my crew, with my boys.
People have a hard time with the retiring from film thing. It's like, you must be mad, you must be upset. I'm like, I'm just way more interested in everything else at this point. Like, I've done film for 2 decades, and now I'm like, that's great, let me try this for 2 decades. I'm like, well, I'm not bringing anything as new to the game as I used to. And how I got in here is by saying something new. Clerk said something new. Chasing Amy said something new. Dogma said something new. And at a certain point in my career, I just started managing. I just started being like, well, what kind of stories are they making? All right, I'll make my version of that. And that's how you get to, like, Jersey Girl or Zack and Miri. And I love those movies, but that's not me saying anything new. And I'm the kind of artist where if you can't do or say something new, or if you're not bringing something original to the party, step away.
In the face of Jesus.
The most important thing I did on the road to making Red State for me was to try to change my conditions of filmmaking, to get them as close to as possible as they were on Clerks. The most important aspect of Clerks is when I was making that movie, I wasn't making it for anybody but me and my friends. I wasn't sitting there going, what are the critics going to think? So I was like, in order to do that with Red State, I just have to get away from that. So I did the best thing I possibly could. I was like, you guys have been telling me for years that I suck at my job and I'm irrelevant. Guess what? You are. Nobody gives a fuck about critics anymore. Nobody cares about what you have to say. Oh my God, the emo bomb that blew up on the internet after that. You want to see critics like come out in full force with long, sharp knives? Tell them they're irrelevant.
It's Santa Claus, Batman, and then Robin are the most recognized faces on the earth.
Robin? Jesus, nowhere on that list.